Deltatraveler. There are a lot of Undertale fan games out there, various characters and alternative realities to explore. Deltatraveler is an interesting case combining Deltarune and Undertale, exploring what would it be like if Susie and Chris went to the underground, well, at least at the start. This isn't a complete game, there are only 3 explorable areas so far. First is a basic section into ruins, one where we jump into Earthbound for a bit, and then back to Undertale with Snowdin, but this is an alternate reality Snowdin where Sans is evil, hyping up their version of the Sans boss. It's all over the place and kind of fun. The ruins is a fun showcase, as it's basically just what happens if you fell into ruins, but Susie joined you with her world-breaking existence. It's kind of fun for that. Observations like how battle systems work, moving the rock, or even taking more candy. Instead of fighting Toriel in the end, we end up fighting an enraged Flowey, who I guess is mad we're going against the narrative. It's not the most flashy, Flowey boss fight, but it doesn't need to be. It knows what it is. Getting for Earthbound sequence. I'll be honest, I haven't played Earthbound so far, which makes it kind of fun as it gets beat to odd man out here. It's kind of surreal compared to Undertale sections before and after, as well those are self-contained aspects with limited casts. Here there's a whole town with lots of people. This is really a whole different world from the main Undertale. Some of the OSTs a little jankier here. Generally feels like some of the more rocky sections in the game. Like this one mole boss fight is really on level with its attacks. One of them being super spammy, and another one feels way too easy to dodge. Then getting to the Snowdin section, Hell Forest. It's probably where the game is at its most fun. Like with all the moralizing we've gone with Sans, sure, why not we see him as an unhinged bad guy? It's interesting seeing this twisted version of Snowdin, where everything's a little different. Like when dealing with enemies, first we have to follow a pattern of calming them down, before the normal process of actually sparing. We're generally a lot of the puzzle sections. While in the main game, most of these actually fall apart, here we actually see a lot of them followed through for the help of Evil Sans. Papyrus actually covers part of his tracks, there's an actual color puzzle to get through, and the ultimate bridge trap actually falls through. We also get more of Unhinged Sans, with the secret bone trap, which Papyrus calls out as unfair. We also get a fair bit of QZ being a badass. Always thought she had it in her. We also probably get the most effective dramatic scene, with Chris confiding in Susie after Nightmare, and the fact that Chris actually opens up to Susie Noelle, which is wild. Even a little talking from them. This is easily one of the least serious Undertale fan projects, with Doobie Rousey. This kind of thing would be really rushed if it was pulled off in the main Deltarune, but I'd let it vibe here. We also eventually get a Sans boss fight, which in fan game fashion is like the main Sans boss fight but on crack. I don't know if it's exactly harder, but they're just overall a lot more components, like having to jump upside down. You can also jump farther, allowing for greater set pieces. There's also a teamwork aspect, where while you can't hit Sans in the original boss, just tiring him out till he can. Here, the point is to do a little distract, then you can land some hits. It's kind of unnerving find this boss, along with the haunting music and oversaturation of red. As the fight goes on, Sans' face becomes more distorted, and it's gloriously gross.
Give me your soul. Give it to me.
Good boss to counter the normal Sans boss. Haven't defeated that one, but I've defeated Sans in Deltatraveler. Now to get into more of an issue, it would be that the genocide route makes no sense. Like there have been various attempts at making a genocide route, but here it really doesn't flow. At best, shock value. Now this is a goofy game. It's got points where it doesn't take itself seriously. But if there's anything that stretches things more than anything else, it's accepting the route where you kill things. Like compared to Deltarune's Snowgrave case, here Chris has Noelle isolated from the others. It's a psychological game, constantly persisting for her to go forward with freezing enemies. She persistently pushes back against Chris's commands, but ends up following through until freezing her friend. It's all around devastating and makes me sick. It's noteworthy this happens while isolated from Mal and Susie, because they want to improve this behavior. Susie did start out as a more hardcore character in the first chapter, but has softened her edges, become nicer with enemies. She's also a force that questions you if you do something off with Noelle, making it seem like she'll eventually have some business for you when she learns what you've done. As far as Deltatraveler, there is very little moral bite back. There's very little commentary from Susie or Noelle about killing enemies, even though there should be significantly more consequences for that. Usually this kind of route would result in significant changes in the game, creating something else entirely. Most of the sections play out the same outside of some alternative dialogue. The heart-to-heart with Susie and Noelle doesn't feel like it has the same sting. Y'all killed everyone. Y'all shouldn't have the same passive gander like in Pacifist. You can also make enemies bleed in the Earthbound section. As far as a con goes, maybe a poorly done genocide route isn't exactly the worst, since pacifist routes are always better, and if anything, this should just encourage more players to stick to pacifist because they're not really missing out on anything. Anyway, what are your experiences with the game? Are you tempted to play? Feel free to let me know, and cheers.